All right, joining us now is Ethan Powell, Principal and Chief Investment Officer at Brookmont Capital Management. Ethan, thank you very much for joining us. Let's talk about Jay Powell. Is he really running the markets right now? It seems like the Fed, and I'm not knocking Powell or anything like this, it seems like the Fed is sort of top-lining it, but we didn't see a big move yesterday. What's your take on the key issues? What's driving us right now?
Well, it's got to be anticipation of additional fiscal stimulus, right? I mean, he hit the nail on the head. 40% of those making less than $40,000 are unemployed. And that also disproportionately impacts people of color, but it also speaks to the need for an additional round of stimulus before the end of the year. But to your point, at current levels, it's hard to really understand what's driving the market. And the only thing you can point to is fiscal stimulus.
Is that everything? Is that what is driving the market? Is there any fundamental reason to be optimistic, or literally, in your mind, Ethan, is it just all the Fed?
It's all the Fed. I mean, there are pockets of optimism as in a post-pandemic world. We're seeing obviously an acceleration of a lot of previous social trends, and we see some great valuations in something like a Home Depot that, at a 40% return on invested capital, it's got strong, almost double-digit top-line growth. That should be trading maybe a 30 times multiple. It's trading at a 20 times multiple. So you could certainly rationalize things on the margin, but as far as the broad market is concerned, yeah, it just seems very toppy. We think that it's going to be trading in a pretty broad range, anywhere from the S&P 2,500 to 3,200 for the foreseeable future. And I mean, you look at the uncertainties. You see the EU locking down trade restrictions, furthering the globalization conversation. You've got obviously the presidential race, the pandemic, right, where we anticipate structural unemployment, and then that actually exacerbating some of the racial tensions that we already see in the marketplace. So just a lot of uncertainty, not a lot of cause for optimism.
And by the way, on that topic, Ethan, you're also the founder of Impact Shares. They're an ETF issuer that looks to provide investors a way to invest in socially conscious companies. How have these very important and sort of top-line racial issues changed the way you think about investing?
Well, look, if you asked me, I think that we are in a period where we are really emphasizing the social and environmental impact of our capital allocation. And if you think of the efficient frontier with risk and return being graphed, there's really a third dynamic, which is environmental social impact. And I think investors today want to be much more intentional with how their capital is used relative to those issues. And they also want to evaluate their managers based off of people, process, philosophy, and are they in a position to accomplish those desired social and environmental outcomes, which is why our nonprofit Impact Shares partners with organizations like the NAACP, so that it's not some esoteric view of what a good corporate citizen is. It's what does a good corporate citizen look like through the lens of the NAACP, specifically as it relates to companies impacting people of color in the United States, and really taking an active management position in helping companies improve their scores and improve their standing relative to communities of color.